Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, I'm going to walk you through a simple and sleek Contact Us form design using HTML and CSS. Let's break down the structure and style, step by step. Alright, first, let's start with the HTML part. Here, we're setting up a contact form where users can enter their name, email, and message. Let's go through the main sections. The document begins with the doctype HTML declaration, which tells the browser that this is an HTML5 document. We then have a HTML lang equals n tag, which is setting the language for accessibility purposes, handy for screen readers and search engines. Inside the head, we've got some important meta tags like meta charset equals @fate for character encoding and viewport to make sure it's mobile responsive. We're linking to an external CSS file, style, CS, where all our styling magic happens. In the body, we have a main div class equals container which wraps the form. This container centers everything on the page, and then inside it, we have div class equals contact form where the actual form layout is defined. Next up, the form itself has some standard fields, a text input for the name, an email input, and a message text area, all wrapped in label tags for clear descriptions. At the end, there's a submit button that triggers the form submission. Alright, so now that we have the structure, let's look at the CSS that brings it all together visually. Resetting default styles. The first few lines reset margins and paddings to make sure our layout looks consistent across different browsers. We also apply box sizing, border box, to make sure padding and borders are included in the element's total width and height. Body and background. In the body, we set up a background image that's fixed and covers the whole viewport. We're centering content with display, flex, and align items, center so the form sits right in the middle of the screen. It's got a dark color overlay, creating that slick, dimmed look. Container. The container class aligns everything in the center horizontally and vertically, adding a bit of padding so it looks good on different screen sizes.
Lacking all emotion, staring down the barrel, waiting for the final gates to open to a new tomorrow, moving with the motion.
Now, let's zoom into contact form. Here's where we add a subtle background overlay with some transparency by using Agba 0.6. This gives it a darkened glass effect, especially with the backdrop filter, Blur 10 px. Property. We also add a box shadow to give it a little lift from the background. Inside the form, we set up headings and labels with light colors for contrast. For example, color, #DDD, and color, #FFF make sure text stands out on the dark form background. Each input and text area has a rounded border and a semi-transparent background. When you focus on an input, the box shadow creates a soft glow effect like a spotlight on that field. Finally, we have a submit button with a subtle hover effect where the background gets a tad darker. The transition effect makes it feel responsive and adds a nice professional touch. And that's it. We've got a simple, stylish contact form that's centered on the page with a transparent, frosted glass effect. This layout is responsive, looks clean, and adds a bit of flair with the background blur. Try it out, and let me know how your version turns out.